Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, please, you can.
Yes, please, we can hear you.
Yeah, thank you. But it looks like the first person, the connectivity is really poor. I hope you're able to get good connectivity. Because
Hello.
today's session, yeah, we can hear you better now. Speak again
Okay,
and let
that's
me see.
hello.
Okay, that's fine.
Hello. Mhm.
So sometimes you may need to do a little bit of repositioning to get some better connectivity. Yeah, Sarah, your hand is up. Sarah, please talk. Or maybe her hand is up by accident. Okay, so today is another most important session. The AI sessions are quite important for me because AI is offering a lot of advantages. In fact, I don't know the words I have to use to describe the power with which it is coming, the transformative power it is coming with. So it is it is sad when you look at the gap that will be created between people with a lot of knowledge about this tool and people who decide not to care about it. Yeah, if you really know how things are going and you have that kind of mind, it will always be sad for you. It's dangerous. Even within the same economy, the same country, people like you who have chosen to learn about it, and you are always once you get to know how it works, and you are also exposed to how you always have to be learning about these things, and you are using them at your job place, there will be a huge disparity between your productivity and those who decide not to care about it. And the point is sometimes it's not that someone chooses not to care about it. There are also some people who, because of where they find themselves, I don't know, it works like maybe they will not get the advantage of knowing how exactly this people know about AI. Some people, I remember one time we were having some informal conversations with some professors and colleagues, and the way one very renowned professor described how AI is. You see, he sees AI as the way he uses AI on his phone, like a dictionary. And that's how many Africans, even among our professors in our universities, that's the view, and it is very dangerous. Yeah. So we are not giving you this kind of exposure for academic. Like I told you from the beginning, this is not another certificate. This is not another school. No, this is like a platform where we can use to learn real stuff, to do real things because we love to do something like that. So I'm not sure it's going to attract those who really are not thinking about productivity. You are here because the way the title of the program sounds, you love being productive and you want to learn productivity too. So I want you to learn with the same mindset. We are not doing strict academic anything. So that is it for the beginning. Today, I'm going to talk about temperature. That should have belonged to yesterday's uh, lessons, but because of the time. So I'll talk about it. It's not anything technical, it's not anything big deal, but it is so important for how you will get a benefit of the intelligence of LLMs or AI models. And then we will talk about how we actually use the AI, partner the AI in doing data analysis. Okay, so the beginning we'll look at how the same thing we did, the same thing we did with the manual. In this context, let me say manual, but I think we have degrees of manual. So when we're using Excel, even though, of course, you command the computer, you do some functions, you type some formulas, you click some buttons. We will still describe that one as manual in comparison with AI when we are actually using AI to do the same thing. So AI can do all the cleaning you did, but what you must understand from the very start of your interactions with AI, your using of AI to do, AI can almost help you in every aspect of life. So the first thing you need to get to your mind, and it is always that case, and you have to always think that way, is that you can't give your work to the AI and go and sleep. No, that is not how the tool is created to behave. Even though it kind of gives a lot of intelligence, as if, oh, wow. Sometimes when you actually do stuff with AI, it looks like, but AI knows more than me, of course. But the point, that is not the point. AI knows more than you. That is how it appears. And it is so because AI has been trained with all the things we've been doing under the sun from the very beginning, where maybe digital technology was invented. So everything that has been stored, everything that has been stored, at least all the things that are stored and are publicly available. Look at YouTube videos that people publish. Look at likes and comments that they make on them. Look at Facebook. Look at Twitter. And there are a lot of these things. Look at websites. So many collecting uh, uh, places for data about activities, about what we are doing. So all of that then has been fed to the model. So he knows all of those things. And if it is a well-trained model, it has a good intelligence to call back all of these things through the transformer formula. So you can do that and look at the power, the speed, the accuracy, especially if it is something more predictable, something more routine. Then you and I understand that the computer is actually designed for that kind of speed. Yeah, so it will be able to do all of those kind of things as if it is so knowledgeable, but it is a formula. So the AI doesn't have an understanding like you do have. So what it is generating, if it is even wrong, it doesn't know. So you have to know your domain, If you're a business person, you don't learn basa basa like the way we learn in school. I have been here for many years. I don't need to hold any title to be knowledgeable about what we are doing. Yeah, if you want to really waste your time with titles, that's another way to go about it. But if you are actually paying attention to the system, you just see that we are not learning anything in our schools. Yeah, so it is not the school knowledge that you will have to be needing to use AI with. Otherwise, it will be like always you have to kind of delegate your responsibilities to the AI, and that is very dangerous because I'll tell you why. So you need to be a master of your domain. Every day learn. Forget about school. School doesn't teach, right? School is some format. But you yourself, you should love knowledge and read. There are a lot of information around. Look at what AI can help you know. Almost everything in the world. So learn if it is about accounting. You have to relearn accounting. The basis through the school, the the Chiwempo is good. You pick that as a foundation, but you're not going to really learn in an applicative way. So when you have that mastery of your domain, and when you always seek to know more about your domain, and AI can give you a lot of advantage in kind of doing that kind of thing, then you always have to be checking what the formula is generating for you. Remember, every time it is a formula. And yesterday we looked at the formula and how it has been orchestrated. It's a code. AI is a code. It's a Python code. AI is a Python code. I took a course in Gen AI and natural language processing. It was a course organized between Grit Learning and University of Texas. So you will go through all the hefty mathematical backbones. And then in one of the projects we were doing, it was creating an AI model. So like a bot, like you chat with maybe ChatGPT or Gemini. You are creating something like that with a Python code. And the notebook files are even here on your computer. So it's a formula. It's a formula. So can you entirely rely on something that is a formula? And mostly formulas, no matter how intelligent they are, will not always capture the real world dynamics. Well, AI is doing very well, and now they are dreaming of artificial general intelligence, so that AI will know everything, because now AI's knowledge is a little bit incomplete. It is being pushed there, but the point is, as a human user, you are using a tool. AI is not a human. So AI can never be prosecuted for generating what you relied on. No. AI can be intelligent beyond any imagination. AI will not have responsibility, but you will have responsibility as a user. So you always need to know what you should know, right? In that case, you always have to check what the AI generates. The point is that you are not going to do some I don't even know the English to use. You're not going to do some donkey job in looking at what AI is using for you. Most of the time, if you have a good domain knowledge, you just look at it cursory and you know if the AI is doing the job right, or you need to probably rip prompts or do something like that. Yeah. So we should groom ourselves well in our domains. If you're using it for accounting, for marketing, for HR, begin to learn domain biased data analysis so that you begin to know a lot about your domain. And if you're doing some real stuff, it will definitely draw you naturally there. When I was trying to set up Code Fusion, I realized I needed to learn something about digital marketing, even though I don't have a marketing background. And one thing is, if you are learning digital marketing at that, point in your life, it is so straightforward, understandable. It's not like the one they will teach you in school, because it is practical. You are doing that, and you need how that knowledge helps you to do it. Try to do something like that. Okay. So we are going to talk about some of the things. This particular piece is going to help us to talk about temperature as one of the things we need to know about, how the AI's intelligence can be tweaked. You can seek to change the way the AI responds. We've looked at prompt engineering, though, but at another technical level, you can change the behavior of the model through some hyperparameter controls. So something like temperature is like, if you are using, let's say, sound system, it's like some knob that you can tune and make the music maybe play more volume or less volume, and so something like that. We call them hyperparameter controls. So temperature is one of them. You can set the temperature to some different numbers, and the prediction of the model changes to, to being more, let's say, creative. That's the word they use, but I have to explain it further. Being more creative or being more strict. Sometimes you want the model to think more creatively, sometimes more imaginative rather than reality. So people who probably may be doing some brainstorming, some wild brainstorming for some wild ideas, and you want to partner the AI for that kind of brainstorming exercise, then it will be good for you to tune the AI's temperature to the level where the AI, generates words more creatively as opposed to being strictly correct. But let's say you are doing something like coding. In coding, if you miss it by a dot, the program doesn't run. Yeah, because it's a strict language. So you wouldn't want to make your model behave more generalistic, more creative by guessing and doing those kind of things. You want it to be more strict, and you tune the temperature that way. So let's go through some of the temperature values. Okay, so I will share this file, the link to this chart to you, so you can go through them and you can maybe modify the prompt if you want to really learn more about it. So this is some story. I've told you all of those kind of things, what it is and what we are using it for. So now let's talk about low temperature, right? So the temperature is mainly in two regions: low temperature, high temperature. Low temperature makes the model behaves in a particular way. What is that particular way? High temperature makes the model predict in a particular way. And what is that particular way? And what constitutes high temperature? So you can read from the screen. Please, can you see my screen?
Yes, please,
Confirm.
you can.
Yes,
Yes.
okay, thank you. So temperature of like 0.1 to 0.4 is described as low temperature. And what it does is that, let me read as it is, and then I'll explain it from non-technical perspective. Flattens the lower probabilities and boosts the top choice. I'll explain it in normal way. The model becomes highly predictable, literal, focused. It will almost always choose maths, because it was I kind of explaining it with this example. But what it is actually saying is this: when you set it to a low temperature, let's say you can even be as crazy as setting it to 0.0, that is zero, or let's say 0.1. Then you want to make the model behave like, I want you to be very strict, very very true. No guessing, no room for guessing, sort of. So it has to be what it has to be. And this kind of tuning is good for coding. It's good for very structured technical kind of content that you want to maybe deal with alongside the AI. So you can set it to that. So you can sort of change it from 0.1 to 0.4 depending on exactly what the task is and what the best temperature is. So this is something sometimes you need to experiment and you have your own correct gauge. Then high temperature is given as 0.8 to 1.5. It actually can run to 2. But this is where the model becomes too generalistic. It becomes too creative, too imaginative, wild imaginations. So the model is told not to kind of think of being too accurate. It should sort of, um, it can even probably, generate. It can generate tokens that are associated with very low probabilities. You see, the AI ranks the words that it is to predict following the next word. It is just predicting words to form all of these things you see, as if it is a human being who knows who is writing. No, it is just predicting words. So it uses probability table. So the words that it needs to come after the previous words, all the possible words will be rated based on probability. For example, it was using this example. The cat sat on there, and then the next word that should come. The AI has a bunch of possible words. Of course, all the words could even be possible, but which is the most probable one? Math, maybe rank 60. These calculations are inside the LLM itself. Nobody does this calculation. So these things go on inside working mechanisms of the LLM. And then it brings this. So when you say the temperature is high, or what it is going to do is that it is kind of going to pay more attention to the words with lower probabilities, as opposed to the natural order, which is words with the word with the highest probability is the one that should be predicted. When you tune the temperature high, you kind of turn it upside down. So you make the model begins to behave like a wild creative generator. That might be very useful for maybe wild brainstorming on wild ideas, those fiction writers, those kind of things. The way they will write, you see, they are writing some story, but it is highly imaginative. It doesn't really exist in a real sense. So those creators will favor tuning the temperature more to this. So I'll share this file with you so you can read through them. And it could be some technical examples, but the common sense I've given you should guide you. If you don't understand what JSON is, at least you understand that if you are talking about very low temperature, then you want the model to generate almost 100% accurate. And it is good for environments like coding, mathematics, structured data extraction. Even your data analysis, some particular analysis, you might want it to be behaving with a temperature of 0. Okay, so any questions about temperature? The way you set it, I nearly skipped it because the normal chatbots that we will use, ChatGPT, Gemini, and those things, you do not have the room to change the temperature. It is almost prefixed. And so the control you mostly have is through your prompt. Of course, you can prompt and let the model see that it has to kind of generate the things with a temperature of 0 or between 0 and 0.4. Or it should generate the content using the temperature of, for example, 0.8. Yeah, your prompts should suggest those things. And that's why it is very important to learn how to prompt effectively. You can do this on the web. You can go to maybe Google, or I don't even think you need to do that. Just take the AI model itself. and learn prompting with AI. So you just tell AI, I've heard prompt engineering. I actually want to master this kind of thing. But I'm beginning. I have no background. I want you to tutor me like I'm a dummy, like I'm class 5. So those kind of things are not mere words. And I'm not just making fun. Yes. This is how you have to speak it to the AI. So the AI knows, okay, this is the exact situation you are in. So let's say I want to learn quantum physics. I don't have any background in engineering and those kind of courses. But I can learn it by prompting AI in a way that it will break all the technicalities down related to real life. When you're able to do that, when you take a textbook, it is like you have learned the thing top down. So it becomes easy. And of course, that is how I learned how to program. I don't have any computer science background. I've not even stepped in a computer class before. Yeah. And the point is everybody can learn it. Yes. You can learn almost everything. Use AI very well for learning. And your learning is all in your prompts. What do you want to know? If you have some passion, follow your passion, dialogue with AI with the passion in that natural way that you have some aspects you are kind of taking ideas from. And you'll be able to be very creative. It's a creative tool to help your thinking. So when you are using, let's say, developer platforms like, let me see if I have. These AI companies, they have bigger platforms for people who want to develop applications based on LLMs. And it's like a competition among them. Google will want developers to be building models more on its platform. And most of the time when you are building those things, the platform is free. There are some free things you can do to create and test and do those things. OpenAI is also wants almost all developers to move, like its platform. So you can create a platform and begin to play around. Those of you who wants to really go. I want to show you uh, Google's. Okay, so yeah, so I found this one. So this is Google AI Studio. If you're a developer, you can develop everything, Python, everything AI based here. So here you can see temperature here. So maybe the app I'm building, an AI based app I'm building, maybe office assistant, or maybe it can even be AI assistant for data analysis because we are data analysts. I'm building, let's say, an app like that. And of course, you can do those things. On ChatGPT, if you are, let's say, on ChatGPT Go, ChatGPT, you need to have some subscription. It's not on the free tier. So the ChatGPT Go, I think, is $5 a month. And most of you here can do that. So be that experimental. You can ask, read around, and then try to do something like that. So ChatGPT Go, you can subscribe just because you want to really, and of course, the truth is, if you are using something and that same thing, the manufacturer says this one is free, but he has another one. That one you pay, let's say, $800 a month. Do you think they work the same way? No, absolutely no. Yeah. So you should always try to get into the paid tier, the subscriptions. You can start with the cheapest one and try to use it very productively and creatively. Use it for your work, use it for your learning, use it to maybe brainstorm on some business you want to do. Anything you are doing, use it alongside. Chat with it like a normal person. I mean, you can be emotional, even though it is a machine, it doesn't have emotions, but it has all the intelligence of those things. So it works with it as if it is a human being. All we just want to understand is that it is not a human being, even though it behaves like one. And it is a machine trained to be as intelligent as a human. And if you look at the power and the speed with which computers, even when they were not given this intelligence, were working, this is where you need to know how to use these tools to go with speed. Yes. And it is a huge problem if you have societies where one society is using this tool and everything is around this, training, everything, almost every talk is around this, and there's another one which doesn't even care about what is happening. There is going to be a very dangerous guy. Already there is. So use it that way to learn. So you are not developers, so no problem. But I just want to show you, this is the temperature knob, which you can tune. I can tune it. It is by default, it is set to 1. I can tune it here and set it to, let's say, 0.6. And that will make the AI-based app I'm developing have a particular way of predicting tokens. And we have biased it that way because of the nature of the work we are doing. Okay, so that's about temperature. Any questions? I think there should be questions. Then we now begin the application side. Any questions? Okay, so let's move on. So AI can do stuff, as we have explained, and AI's intelligence is always growing. Now they are talking about, I mean, there was a technology they call RAG. RAG was a build-up to accommodate for the limitation of the LLM's intelligence. AI models are called LLMs. That's the technical name, large language models. So when you hear LLM, you're just talking about AI like ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude. So the LLMs have limitations because their intelligence is up to the currency of the training data. And you know one thing, they say it is just about 5%, it's even less than that. 5% of the world's data that is publicly available. It is just only 5%, is even less. So let's approximate 5%, just about 5%. That means 95% of the world's data is private. And the problem and the point is, let's say you own a bank. Will you make the data that your activities are generating be a public matter? Look at the military, the security, okay? Almost everything we want to keep private. So the general stuff about us, of course, is publicly through the internet and maybe social media and stuff like that. Today, I knows that general knowledge, but it will not have that deep knowledge in your private things that is hidden from its training. And if it is not trained on it, it doesn't have much intelligence. But because it is a prediction machine, when you ask it something that it doesn't even know that much, it will still predict. Yeah. And you have to know that point very well. That is what they describe as hallucination, AI hallucination. So if you hear something about it, that's what it means. Because it's a prediction machine, you just type anything. You can intentionally type something stupid, but just make it not something about security or immorality. It's been told not to respond to those things through the programming. Yeah, so you go and ask AI to teach you how to make a gun step by step. It will tell you can't do that. So it will still predict, even though it doesn't have the facts. And it will, and that's why if you don't have control over your domain and you are also the type who doesn't want to scrutinize the AI's way, that is where you'll be in danger. And the AI is not responsible. You are. So you have to always check what the AI generates. It is a machine which is predicting tokens. If you like words, if token is a technical word for you. It is just predicting the words because we see it as words to form some 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 message that you want to hear from the AI. So RAG stands for retrieval augmented generation, because the LLM could hallucinate because it doesn't have deep knowledge about your private data. So when you are using it on Earth and you don't want to share that thing to the public for it to be trained with, nobody will do that. So you can now connect the LLM's general knowledge to another architecture called RAG, through which you can get access to your private data and learn it before it generates for you to get more grounded response. That is the RAG technology. And just above RAG, then they have agentic AI. Agentic AI is like, now we are giving AI, no, they are building an architecture on top of the AI such that with that architecture and the AI, you see the AI has a reasoning ability as if it is a human being. So you can generate, okay, this is how we have to execute it step by step. So the AI is a reasoning engine for another architecture, which can access things outside of its environment. So when the AI, for example, when you prompt, the AI is the one which will take your prompt. When the AI reasons with a prompt, whatever you need from the prompt, AI prepares it. If what you need from the prompt, some of it requires that the AI connects with a tool or a tool is activated to access the internet and pull internet information, give it back to the AI for the AI to update based on what is currently on the internet before it generates. So it can take action. That's the whole idea of agentic AI. It can take action. And this technology is making everything we are doing in our universities useless. That's at this point in time. Yeah, I showed you, I have a friend in Germany. We've been always talking about, merging. He has a business, a consultancy that kind of connects donors abroad, mainly Germany and around those spaces, to NGOs in the country. His work has revolved around those kind of things all his life. So he has a consultancy for that. And we are thinking of merging it with Code Fusion. So he shared with me his subscription. He is in Germany, so you can make some euros. You can pay, and then he subscribed to GPT 5.4 at that time. So now it's even 5.5, and that GPT is an agent, and I just described agent for you. So when I have it here, I can just prompt it. In fact, I can connect it to almost everything I do. If I use Google Drive, I use Canva, I use this, a lot of plugins. I can plug it to almost every tool that I'm using. And now I tell her, I don't even know whether I should call her or him. So I just prompt and say, okay, create this, do this. If it needs to access, let's say, Canva, or let's say Adobe this or that, let's say you are creating some graphics-based content, it will connect to all of those things and do them at a professional level. And this is what is happening. So who needs who? No, you see, if you don't know and you are doing it wrong, but this thing is going to be very, very pervasive. So it is almost everywhere now. If you go to those countries, these things are embedded in their systems. It's embedded in their systems. Right now, I'm telling you, everywhere it is embedded. And if you look at Ghana, I don't have any hard figures, but the employment in the system might be more from foreign-based companies, especially these multinational banks and stuff. They are operated from far away from here, maybe the US, the UK, somewhere. They will not come and employ your graduate who doesn't know anything. He only knows how to pull back some chewed words. No. And all the employment on the government will be chaos. That's one bigger effect that will come from this. Okay, so if you have any questions about temperature or generally about our discussions of the technical side of the AI, I want you to get that thing very clear so that but that's the basis for you to know how to use it and why you should even use it. That why and how is very important because this thing can make you very creative. You can partner it in almost everything you do. Try and find some money, subscribe, read about, oh, okay, which AI model is better for. Try to connect to sources of information that speaks about AI. Yeah, so that every time something about it will hit on your mind because now you have almost all the knowledge about how it works. This is okay. You don't need to go and take any course again. The rest is you should be reading something about them to keep your mind updated on them. Yes. And this is how the world works. So when you do that, you're not wasting your time. So if we don't have any questions, then we are going to turn to the practical side. So let me go to your system. I hope you have your data set already with you. Do you have your data sets already with you? Yes or no, please.
Hello.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah,
Please, which
I
one are
was
you talking
asking,
about?
sorry, come again.
Which data set are you talking about?
The one that we are going to use to do today's practical discussion.
Was it sent from
Yes, it's
yesterday?
been attached. It means that you didn't go to your platform before.
In fact, I saw it, but I haven't downloaded it.
Okay, I think, yeah, I see. So you should have gone through it. Or after here, you have to at least go through it so that you can connect and begin to see how you respond to the assignments.
Okay.
So we are module 3. Okay, so they are here. I usually attach the weekends ones to the module overview. So they are here. Can you see my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay. So this data set, I'm sure you already have it through module 2, yes. That is the data set you use to work on the cleaning, or maybe a little bit modified. So it has issues that we need to deal with. The first one, we use Excel functions, formulas that are also intelligent to some good extent to help us deal with the issues. But there will be a lot of exercises here and there. And you also have to be doing some mechanical things. You need to know Excel formula, the function, how to type it and stuff like that. That's what we have done. Now, with the AI, we are not going to do typing of functions. No. We speak language. AI is a language model. The meaning of LLM is large language model. So it understands your language. And when we say language, it is like the world has one language, English, whether you like it or not. That's the point. Yeah, because you don't do anything with your language. So even with AI, Africa is not represented because we don't have any content on the web on which the AI was trained on. So it doesn't know much about Africa. So maybe now that there are other ways that the model can learn, not necessarily through training, our interactions with the model also feeds into the model's learning. So it gets to know more about us. That is the point where maybe we can get noticed. So there was a study, someone did some technical assessment of the way AI models, the dominant ones, the way they behave, mapping it to their representations on the world map. And you see the same reflection I'm telling you. You see them largely based in North America, Europe, not even so much of Asia. So that is where you see AI's representation, because that's where it comes from. And it is like that because the data, which AI's intelligence is based on, is from those people. We don't generate Africa and Asia. It is just nowadays that Asia is picking up. I mean, much the same. We don't care about knowledge. So that's one thing about AI. So they will naturally be biased towards Western knowledge. Yeah, it is not by mistake or by racism. It's just because that's what it has to know. That's what it has learned. You have not made AI learn about you. So we are going to use the AI and speak language with it because it understands language. To do the stuff that we did, let me say, manually in this context, through functions, formulas, and blah, blah, blah. But still, to remind you, even though you can speak words and the AI does it, the AI is using a formula, just like you used in the previous one. The AI is actually a formula. So it's going to use formula largely for this tasks like data analysis, data cleaning. It will use a Python language. They use programming language. The computer speaks programming language. So that's how, if you want to speak to the computer, tell the computer, do this and do this. You need to learn how to speak with the computer, and that is coding, that is programming. So in the program structure, you have a teaser model for coding. And you need to build your interest there because if you want to really get power with a computer, that's where it is. All the things you are seeing, all the magic, AI does this, AI is able to do this, is coding. Yeah, because ChatGPT is a Python code. I have some on my computer. Gemini is a Python code. Yeah, so learn those things. So it will do the cleaning, but it will use its own formula. Or let's say the AI will use the formulas you used, but instead of making you type the formulas yourself, you just speak to it. And then the AI goes to use those formulas that you used to do them for you. You just spoke it. You didn't actually do it yourself. That is more simpler. That's more easier so that you can focus on more important things. And you don't waste your time on the more repetitive, boring stuff. You give it to the AI to do them for you. The AI will use those formulas for you. But the AI can make mistakes. We talked about temperature. The AI can hallucinate. The AI might not understand some context well. The AI might not have understood exactly what you meant because your prompt was not that structured, was a bit more vague. The AI can pick mistakes from all of these angles. So you have to check after the AI has done it. And how are you able to check? It means you yourself, you also know the technical thing behind the scenes. So you can do some checks to see, okay, it is okay. Yeah, so you don't use the AI blindly. That is going to be disastrous. Yeah, because see, I have used AI to write several codes when I was building the first learning management system for Code Fusion. I was building it on Canvas LMS. Canvas is a very popular learning management system. If you go to the US, very recently they even had, let me try and see if I can just share something. So the impact was very devastating across almost the whole world. So you see BBC's report on campus hack, CNN everywhere, because it affected almost, several universities across the whole world, especially the North America and Europe. I was trying to generate the interface through coding. So you can imagine the amount of codes you will write. If I think it is somewhere here. Okay, so this is my account. And if I take just one course like this is the same course that you are reading. I think it is even gone. Yep. Let me check. Yeah, because they opened it, they had a serious breach. Some hackers hacked into their system, so they had to shut it down for some time. So it's still not bad. You have to write a lot of codes to do a full program like this. And what I saw was this. You give the AI context, maybe through some series of exchanges, then you are trying to kind of get yourself understood. Usually it will be like that. Because we type something, AI responds. The response is based on how you understood it. If you think, oh no, but I was also thinking, you do those kind of back and forth for some time and you are in tune. Then you going from there, especially if you are doing page creation, it's almost like the same structure that you are replicating. So you give the instruction to the AI. You realize that as you are doing, you keep doing it, going forward, it begins to lose. It begins to lose as if it has lost some memory of the very foundations, the very beginnings. Yes, that behavior is still there with LLMs. So sometimes the way to go about it is that if you like, you break, if you're doing a long chain of activity, you can break it into smaller specific ones, and then you deal with it on that specific basis. That one, the context is not that long, so it might not forget so much. Or you can remind the AI of the very foundational basis anytime you are prompting, so that it is always reminded. So that's a risk you should know. So now we are going to use it to try to do this, but we need to always know of the fact that we need to check. Checking means you understand what you are doing yourself. You are not just giving the work to AI. You don't know what you're doing. Even if that is it, you don't know much about it, but you are usually here to do it. Make another person cross-check for you. Yeah. Except if it doesn't matter that much, because the AI can make mistakes. And you have to. So I'm going to download this and then we go through prompts. We have looked at prompts basically. So this gives you a practical feel how we will be prompting. Sometimes we prompt, we go back a little bit, come forward, clarify some things along the line. That natural conversation, that is what prompt is. It's not any technical thing. Okay, so nice. I mean, this one, I've opened it in Google Sheets. Google Sheets is the same as Microsoft Excel. I mean, no difference. The difference is more in the names. One is called Office, one is called Sheets. They are the same, basically. So all the analysis we can do there, we can do it here. I think I'll have to create some course around this. Many people don't know about these productive tools. Even though in the office, internet is there and it is very sustainable. And these tools are free. Mostly the cloud-based tools are free. You can use them to a very large extent without paying anything. And they have a lot of productivity and they're always in the cloud. So everything you do there is automatically saved, no virus, anything. So they are important. We are in Google Sheets and it is Excel, the same as Excel. The reason why I'm doing this is that in Sheets, my Google Gemini is automatically embedded, right? So I'm going to use Gemini as a language model. You can use ChatGPT, it's just the same thing. So I'm going to click Gemini here. All right, so Gemini is sitting alongside my sheets, and I'm also here. So we are three guys together, and we are going to just converse and do the job. That's how AI is. We talk and do the job, but we have to go and check the mechanics, whether it is working. So I'll just say, it is, I mean, it's not really professional to do this, but sometimes I want to be more informal with my language model than being too formal. So it is not a human being, but I'm just going to say hi. Just to say, okay, I'm here, so get ready. Okay, so please, can you see my screen?
Yes, please, we can see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me try and see if I can, because this one is a little slow. Okay, so I just said hi to Gemini, and this is what Gemini is saying back. Hello, Joshua. How can I help you with this spreadsheet today? And see, he knows. A spreadsheet is attached. And if I'm asking him hi, he has to understand it in only one context. We have to work on this. This is the mentality with which AI is built. Then it says, I see you are working with a retail order data set for, the file name. It contains detailed transaction records, including order information, order ID, dates, and sales channels, customer details. You see segments, loyalty, status. So it has even grouped the headings into very informative containers. Order information. That one constitutes order ID, dates, and sales channels. Customer details, segments. There's a column for that. Loyalty status and location, city or region. Product information, categories like groceries, fashion, electronics. It is giving you all of these things. And if you will gain any advantage from using AI, the only thing you have to do is simple. Take time and read everything that the AI has generated. Except where if you start reading, you saw that, oh, okay, the AI got the context wrong, so you want to reframe. But if you get the right response, don't be hasty. Take your time and read. Because you see, you can tell the AI to break things down for you. So it's not like school where you were reading some textbooks. The lecturer was, so I don't know, I was reading some textbook. I did postgraduate diploma in education. because I was teaching, I thought, well, let me see how those things look like. I took that course. And there was one professor, I won't mention the name. He was teaching a course in, I think, research in education, something around that. It was basically research methods, but I mean, biased for education. The book he gave us, my brothers and sisters, I don't know. You will not read that book and respect the writer. Very poorly written, a lot of mistakes. There's no coherence. And the point is, he has used that in over many years. So let's say even for the first time, it was so hasty. How about all the years? So is it intentional? And that's very disrespectful for the people you are teaching. So that is what school is. And you need to learn. It doesn't mean what they are teaching in school is not important. So sometimes we make some statements too. We school answer, we fee answer. As if say, I don't even understand. Unko broni krum, enko tisa ase mni bida. Say answer ni a chembi no. Enti the same school enye juma wo ewo fee. Then why are we learning it? It is because we don't understand what we are learning in schools. That's the point. So use AI to relearn. And if you are relearning, you have to read everything. So we are reading everything. Here are a few things I can help you with. Analyze the data. I can calculate total sales, average profit, or summarize performance by region or category, filter and sort. I can help you find specific orders like those with high discounts or from a particular branch. Create charts. I can generate a chart to visualize your sales trends or category distribution. Formula help. If you need to perform calculations within the sheet, I can generate and validate the formulas for you. I'm going over it again. This is what the AI is speaking back to you. It can help you do. You don't need to do them yourself. You only need to tell him or her because it doesn't behave like I should use it. If you want her to do any of these things for you, you just tell her, please analyze the data. It will do it. Please filter and sort. It will do it. Please do all the things you have said. It will do it. And when it does it, your only job is that you have to supervise. Yes, he's your co-creator. He's your assistant who has so much power. He can do so. He's like your, what should I say? Your small god that you can say, oh, let this be done, then it does it for you. Something like that. But you have to supervise it. So let's say some people even use the expression, I think this is more fitting. It's like your creative intern. Yeah, I think that's a better expression. Intern is someone you are probably mostly grooming, is learning under you, sort of. So if it's a creative intern, the intern there means that you still supervise. No matter how intelligent your intern is, you don't leave your office and say, okay, this guy can do everything, so I'm going to sleep, I won't come to job again. No. So he's a creative intern. You give him the task, very intelligent, he will do it. I'll check that, oh, my student or my employee or my worker, that is he, even though he is so intelligent, let me check whether what he had done is just like what I wanted him to do. And you check. I intentionally want to read over this one. Here are a few things I can help you with. I just say hi, and once he saw the sheet, he saw that, okay, the high actually is a high to work on this thing. He says, here are a few things I can help you with. Analyze the data as one point. I can calculate total sales, average profit, or summarize performance by region or category. And then I can also filter. And the filter is what you can do specifically. I can help you find specific orders, like those with high discount or from a particular brand. And then under create charts to specifically, it can help you do this. I can generate a chart to visualize your sales trends or category distribution. Formula help. If you need to perform calculations within the sheet, I can generate, listen, you can generate, you can just generate it for you. I can generate and validate the formula for you to use straight. So you do not really need to know the formula structure. That's tricky. What it doesn't mean is that it is not saying you should not know the formula. You should know the formula. I know that there's a formula that can help me know the you see different numbers repeating names under this, a lot of them. So when you want to group them, they are what number of categories? How many separate categories are here? You know that, oh, there's a formula does that. There's a formula to do that. There's a formula to do that. You might not even know the formula itself before. You can tell the AI, oh, I want you to generate an Excel function or Sheets function. That will help me to actually look at the separate groups in this list. It will generate it for you, then you use. If you want it to generate and use so that you are not going to do anything, it will do that thing. But when the intent finishes the job, look at it that it is right. So you might have to do some testings sometimes, especially at the extreme point. Maybe you can intentionally do some sample calculations to check and blah, blah. And one beautiful thing you can also do is that you can also use the AI as a judge on its own work. And it works because the prompts are different. So when you prompt the AI to do data analysis on this sheet, it will do it as a doer, not as a reviewer. So when you re-prompt to review it, it takes a different, it takes the predictions, the prediction of the tokens from a different part of the embedding space. So it will behave differently. So it can spot its own mistakes. So you can use it that way. You can make it reassess its work because it will not be biased. No, it doesn't even know that kind of thing. We humans have that kind of thing. So it will not be biased. It will just review the work. If it spots a mistake, it will itemize all of them and you can tell it to correct it. It will do it. So you can do that iterative thing to get it more robustly done. And then at the end of the day, you check to make sure that it is okay. You are the responsible person. So now let's go ahead. So what should we start first? So let's say, and you see, when you are using AI, use AI to learn. Don't just use AI to finish your task. And if AI always finishes the task, AI is learning how to do the task, and you don't have any knowledge. And that's how most people are using it. So it takes their brains away instead of filling their brains. So instead of saying, okay, analyze the data for me. Okay, create charts for me. Okay, do whatever. I can begin the whole process. Yeah, I can skip data cleaning, everything. It will do it and do everything, blind, show the dashboard, show graphs, and show everything. Yes, you can do it. Straightforward. Skipping all the in-betweens. But I'll begin by saying, please you might not really need to do please, but I do those things. Please, I want us to begin from scratch. You don't necessarily need to type like I'm doing. The only sense I want you to get is that it is always good to communicate naturally, like we do communicate with ourselves with the AI model. That's all it is. I want us to begin from scratch. So give me the outline that is to be followed for a complete analysis of this data set or of this data. That's okay. So let me read it again. Please, I want us to begin from scratch. So give me the outline that is to be followed for a complete analysis of this data. It is not the best of prompts, but the idea I want to communicate is that I'm trying to speak naturally with the AI. I want us to start from scratch. So let's have the outline. What should be done first? What follows? And if you want even why that order, you can ask the AI, so why are you using this kind of order? And when it tells you and you think, okay, you share a different idea, you can share with him, oh, okay, but I think this. And because when you do that, that is where the AI gets things done the way that is you. The way that is you. And usually when you do that thing from the very beginning, you end up getting with a generation that is automatically correct because it is you. It is like you are doing it. It reflects you. So let me just type this, even though it can be written a little better. And let's see what happens. And I'm using a pro subscription and I've just set it up to high reasoning. So it takes some time to reason before it generates. And sometimes that is good if you're doing something like analysis like this. Okay, so this is a feedback. To conduct a comprehensive analysis of your retail data, I recommend following this structured outline. This approach will help you understand your sales performance, customer behavior, and operational efficiency. So it's even giving you how that structure will help you get more insights about your business from the data set. Structured as sales performance, customer behavior, and operational efficiency. So phase one, data cleaning and preparation, is now itemizing the steps that will help in doing a very helpful, insightful analysis on this data set. Before diving into the analysis, the data needs to be standardized to ensure accuracy. Data type conversion. Convert order date to a date format and ensure numerical columns like unit sold, unit price, net sales, and gross profit are treated as numbers. And this one, the AI is helping you learn them, not because you have gone to some university, and you don't need to do that to know. And this is the intelligence that LLMs currently have, which is free when you are using it. You learn very well through it. So we need to do this kind of cleaning, handling missing values, address gaps in loyalty status, like non-members and any missing entries in customer segment or branch region. So basically, everywhere that we have a missing value, you have to deal with it. So it is telling you how you have to do all of those kind of steps to achieve data cleaning and preparation. Phase 2, sales and profitability trends. Then those specific things you need to do are there. Phase 3, customer and market insights. There are specific things that you need to do to get this customer and market insights. 4, operational and efficiency, like about 3 things that you use to measure the operational efficiency, and they are all in the data. Phase 5, key takeaways and recommendations. It has generated this outline that you can use. Would you like to start with phase 1, data cleaning, or focus on specific areas like sales trends? Or it is asking you, what do you like to begin with? It is ready for it. It is built to work. So I will say, okay, that's okay, great. What do I want him to do next? Okay, I have the outline. Okay, so this is what I want him to do next. I'll not just say, okay, start with phase 1, data cleaning. It will clean all of them, but I will say that, okay, let's start with phase 1, but do this first. Do this first, maybe I'll do column and say profile, or you can just say go through the data set and give me statistics about all the let's say all the mistakes. I don't think mistake is right. All the messiness that you can find with this data sets. Fine, if you say all the mistakes, it will understand it in context. I'll just try to look for the right word. So you want the AI to first tell us, okay, I think we can use the word issues. These are the issues with the data sets. So where do we have missing values? Where do we have this? Where do we have this kind of thing? So that's what I want him to do first. Okay. So I'll just say, go through the data sets and give me information. Okay. I mean, that's okay. Information about all the issues in this data set. Yeah, that's what I want him to do next. Go through it. Let me know what is wrong with this data set first before you clean it so that I know what you are cleaning. That's what I've told the AI. So I want to understand what he is cleaning. Sometimes, even without doing this, probably in his going through with the phase one straight away, it will bring you that report. But it's always good to be specific rather than assuming the AI will get it right the way you are thinking. Okay, so it said based on thorough review of the data set, I have identified several data quality issues that may affect your analysis. These issues range from missing values and duplicate records to inconsistent formatting and naming conventions. Then now I pick them one by one. Missing values or missing data. Several columns contain missing values or nulls. In programming terms, missing values are called nulls, which can lead to incomplete analysis. And then it's now getting you the particular column. Loyalty status, 249 missing values. This is the most significant gap, though it may be expected if not all customers are part of the loyalty program. So it's saying that is a big problem. And that's a problem, it's a mistake we have spotted in the data set. The AI is doing those things for us. To be more right, you can, or you have to check this. Okay, the AI said 249 missing values. And you also have some technique or a formula in Excel that you can use to check missing values. Or you know how you can do Python code to do that. Then you want to at least sample check. Okay, so you go and manually do a code to check whether the missing values under that column is 257. Okay, so that makes you confirm, okay, my intent is getting things right. So if you think everything is going right, then yeah, okay, that's okay. Customer segment, 12 missing values. Payment method, 10 missing values. Branch region, 8 missing values. Gross profit, 5 missing values. Other dates, 4 missing values. Then on duplicate records, there are 8 duplicate rows in the data set. The same thing is there 8 times. These should be removed to avoid over counting sales and revenue. Inconsistent categorical data. Many categorical columns have inconsistent entries due to casing differences. Some begin with a capital letter, some all small letters, and so on and so forth. Trailing spaces. And we talked about these things. Or typos. Your customer segment, it is going to tell you what is there, branch names, it will break everything down. And you need to read all of these things. Remember, you are an analyst. The AI is not the analyst. So you should be more analytical, even more than the AI. The AI is helping you get things done easier. It doesn't mean don't read. Yeah, so you read everything and understand what you're doing. So we're going through, okay, these are the issues. These are the issues. You've gone through all of them, and you have to go through all of them. Then you can say, okay, then sometimes the AI will suggest, almost all the time, all the models I've seen, they suggest, okay, based on what we have done up to, and they make a suggestion, do you want to do this or that? So it says, how should I fix the inconsistent categorical data? What should be done about the 8 duplicates? Maybe you want to learn. See, it also begins to morph itself into a learning guide if you prompt it on a learning basis. See, the way I am communicating with it now is more on a learning basis than do for me basis. Yeah, so it will be suggesting what you want to learn next. Right? So you can also follow these things, especially when you are learning it for the first time. So now we want to say, okay, we understand the issue. So you can go ahead and now let's go back to the steps and see. The plan was Okay, so phase one is data cleaning. So you can say, okay, now let's begin with phase one because it has given you phased approach to the analysis. So you have to go back to the same phased approach. We were only trying to pre-understand the issues before he deals with them, so we know the issues he's dealing with. So now we can say, okay, now let's begin the analysis. You can say now, let's begin the analysis. Okay, it's still generating, so let's give it some time. Okay, it's taking unusually longer. Why? Let me see what is going on. Okay, let's still wait for some time because I think it is still generating something. Uh, Initiating data analysis. I'm ready to dive into the initial data set and start exploring its content. My goal is to gain an understanding of the information held within the primary file and for analyzing the data structure. So he's doing a lot of things, so let's wait. And our internet stream might also be a little bit limited. This is taking unusually too long. I want to find a way to even restart it. Okay, so I think I get some response back here. Say hello. I just did hi. Say hello. I've analyzed the data in your spreadsheet. It appears to. No. So it looks like this one is stuck. Okay, so what I'm doing now is that it looks like this one is in a constant loop. This chart, right? But the model is responding after this. I don't know why. So let me continue from here, trying to ignore that one. So I'm going to say let us use this phased approach to analyze the data that you see. I'm typing as if it has an I because that is good. So now I'm going to paste that phased approach. I copied it from the previous conversation. So it's here. And this one, I'm not really typing what I'm typing from any particular prompt template. You can get some prompt frameworks like what we were trying to look at yesterday. But naturally, those things are supposed to guide the way you naturally do things. You can't really do them that fixed way. So this is how I type this prompt. I copied the phase approach and I say, okay, let us analyze this data set using this phase approach. You have given a very good context. It's going to follow this because you have approved this. So let me go and let's see what happens. So what you see in that gray color, all of them constitute the thought process of the LLM. The LLM will reason, and there's something we call reasoning models. The earlier models didn't have reasoning, as if you're talking about natural human brain. It's just coding that is making the LLM behavior be like as if he reasons, because it has the capability of documenting steps. So it is going through that process based on the prompt, all the stuff that he needs to make available, plan everything before he starts. I wish, okay, maybe I will export it to some, this thing we are doing, I'm doing it with Gemini inside my ecosystem because I'm a subscriber to Google Gemini Pro. So it embeds with all my apps in the ecosystem, my Drive, my Mail, my Sheets, almost all of those kind of things. So I can access it through here. That's why I was just doing it straightforward. But you can equally do this with any other LLM. I will show it briefly after this thing. How, for example, if you open ChatGPT, you just attach the data set to ChatGPT. This document has been loaded into my Google Drive. And in my Google Drive, Gemini is automatically there because it's part of the whole Google ecosystem. When I open Google Doc is like Microsoft Word. Gemini will be here, partnering me in my document creation. When I open Forms, Google Forms, let's say I want to build the forms to collect your opinions about this program so far, and it will come very soon. I'll go to Forms. When I go to Form, Gemini will be here, and I can do the form creation with Gemini. That is why I did it from here. But you can come to, for example, you can come to ChatGPT. So I'm here in ChatGPT, and it looks like they are doing advertising. So let's read it. Workspace agents. Workspace agents are available in research preview in ChatGPT Business, Enterprise, Edu, and Teacher Plan. So they're advertising this to me. And when they say agents, I give you a little bit of background about agents. So when I subscribe to ChatGPT Business, the subscription will give me access to agents. The agent can take your whole business, everything you are doing, and manage it. You just talk with it. So who is going to employ who? That is another side effect. Yeah, so you should always be aligning your learning with this technology because it is taking over everything. It is detecting how everything is going to be done. They have ChatGPT Edu. So this is specifically built for education. And let's say if you go to Harvard, they will definitely be using this. If you go to all the big universities, they will definitely be using this. If you come to Africa, even normal ChatGPT Go, $5 a month, they will never subscribe to it. I'm talking about the universities as a body. Even Word document, Word Office. Universities don't buy for their members, their workers. When university generates a lot of money, you go and see a lot of cars have been purchased. So I don't really want to come here, so I just go to charts, okay? But don't worry about this. If you were opening it for the first time, we showed all of those things yesterday. You can just go to Google search, just say something about ChatGPT. You go to their page and begin to do something. You can also download the app. Usually it is good to download the app so that everything you can see the app, everything looks like self-contained. So this one, for example, okay, this one I'm not in app, but if you look at this one, let me show you maybe one that it is an app. Okay, this Claude. Yesterday we used Claude on the prompt structure. This is the same Claude I'm using, but I'm using it through the app so that it becomes something like some software I've installed on your computer. Yesterday I was using it to guide me to find some videos for my small boys because I want them to think critical. And these are some of the things you can do with AI. I'm saying this because we are learning AI, and you guys need to understand it's the best ways you have to use it, not like a dictionary or like something if you need an answer and then you use it, you go and especially those bookish traditional school answers. So what is photosynthesis? That you go and type. No, that's not what AI is built for. It's built for serious productivity. So learn, to that angle. And it can guide you. So that's what I said. The first prompt was, I want movies for my kids. The movies should engineer brains to think critically and problem solving. And then it asked me back, how old are your kids? Then I chose 7 to 10. And then he said, okay, here is a curated list of films perfect for 7 to 10 years, and that genuinely train the brain, not just entertain. And it asked me all of these things. So I went to search for them and downloaded them. No, we don't teach these things in schools. And this is what AI is built for you to be able to do. Yeah, so learn that way. So you can come here in ChatGPT and it will show like this. And then you see this button. Almost all of them has its like plus. First, it used to be the attachment symbol, that office pin that you can use to attach two sheets together. That symbol. Now it is plus. Plus means you can do stuff here. So let's see what we can do. We can add photo or files. So you can attach something. You can attach a photo, you can attach a file. It can be a photo of the dashboard we built. And AI can learn that dashboard and tell you, and it will surprise you. We can attach the whole Excel file that contains the raw data sets, the pivot charts that we built, the pivot tables that we built, the dashboard that we built. That gives the AI a lot of richer context. It knows what has been mechanically done, and that is the source of truth. The AI is going to do it based on probability prediction, and it can hallucinate, and there can be one or two mistakes or even multiple mistakes. But when you provide all of these things, it also kind of grounds the AI better for the AI to also go right. So we can attach the whole thing and any appropriate other context. And then the rest is, so I'm going to do something like that. Okay, so where can I do attachments? Okay, so I think this is the module 2. I don't have, so let me quickly download the same data set so that we can follow along. We can even compare what Gemini will be saying to what ChatGPT will be saying. So let me go and get that data set. So what I'm going to do, I think I'm just guessing it will work. I'm going to copy this link and ask him if he can read a link, then he can read the data from here because the same data set. So I'll ask something like, please, can you read this link? And then I'll do colon and come down and paste the link. If you cannot read, then there is no basis continuing. I can't directly read a Google Sheets link from here. The spreadsheet appears to be a Google document that may require access permissions, blah, blah, blah. So no point continuing. So I need to get the data by some other means here. Let me go to my Google Drive. And then locate, that file is in my Google Drive. Locate that file. It's in this folder. Data. Data. Yeah, I think it is this data set. So see every 31. It is this one. So let me download this. Okay, so it is downloaded here. So now I can attach to Gemini. Sorry, I can attach to ChatGPT from here. So let me find ChatGPT. Okay, ChatGPT is here. Yeah, so initially he told me he can't read directly from there, and then that's cool. So I'll just come here. How do I make this thing? Okay, so I hope you can see the chat space. That thing was covering it. So I'll just say I'll attach the file. I know it is in my downloads. So I go to my downloads and then I see it here and attach it. And you can see that it has been attached. So now I can say that, okay, I have now attached the file. What did I even say earlier? Okay, I just said, can you read it? Said no. Okay. Now attach the file. You can just say this and leave it. Once you say this, it say, okay, it will read it and give you the summary and then confirms you that he has read it. Then you begin your conversation. And so I'll just say, okay, I've attached the file. I want him to acknowledge receipt of the file by telling me what he knows about the file, rather than specifically saying something. Okay, so it says it is still it's saying I have successfully read the file and data overview. So it's here data set overview. It's kind of speaking back to you in this style. The file name is this. Number of rows is 624, columns 19. Variables in the data sets. So the column name, the description of the column, order ID, order identifier, order date, month name, customer segment, loyalty, blah, 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 blah. It tells you all of this. Initial data quality observations. Missing values, the columns and the number of missing values in a tabular form. Potential data cleaning issues, unit price, discount percent, net sales, gross profits. Duplicate records, there are 624 rows with duplicates. What appears to be the purpose of this data set? It looks like a retail. So it has given you a summary of what he knows the data set to be. So you can continue. So I just demonstrated that you can do it from any LLM. It can be Claude, it can be Gemini, it can be Perplexity, it can be anything. It can also be one of the open source models. Those ones are free, no payments. It's because it is open source, and sometimes it will give you the same intelligence as some of the main ones you have paid for. So most of those models come from, they are Chinese models, even though there are also other European, or let's say the Western world models that are also free. A few of the open source ones I know, those ones that are free. There's one from Alibaba. Yeah, I think there's one from some Chinese billionaire. It is called Quen. Quen. Quen is, let me see if I can. I don't really remember exactly the spelling, but I can search for it. Quen, I think I remember it is K, but not Q. So KWN. Quen. It was Q. So QWEN. So see Quen AI, Quen Chat, Quen 3.5, Quen that. So it's also an AI model like Gemini, ChatGPT, but it is basically free. And if you are using it just like you use normal chatbots, and this one free can give you the intelligence that a paid one will give you, then you may want to think twice. But sometimes people make choices not only because of their money. Yeah. So So these are the, so Quen is here, Quen 3.6 plus. So towards real world agents. So I'm inquisitive. Let me look at this one. So they have one specifically built for coding, and all of these, this one, I'll come and explore them because I've used it minimally. If I want to get an AI agent which is very intelligent from, let's say, OpenAI or Google, I'll have to pay some good dollars. Okay, so this is like their full website. So let me come to chat. Okay. It looks like this is specifically built for advanced coding. So this is Quen Studio, like AI, Google AI Studio. So they also have. So let me come to the normal Quen. The normal Quen will be the chatbot that we normally use. Yeah, so you see the same thing. Let me try to move this. Let me see if I can hide it. Okay. So we have this chat box. And of course, you can see the, can you hear me, please?
Yes, please, we can hear you.
Okay. So Quen
Yes,
automatically is demonstrating its multilinguality. So you can see some Chinese, and then it greets you with English. It greets you maybe in Korean. It greets you in so many other languages. So it understands all of these. So let's say for stats and for the normal things we use it, and to probably do away with the money things and still learn very deep into LLMs, you can use this open source model. This one, they will not ask you for money, except maybe at a very high level. So we can do the same thing here. With Quen, okay, so we have some things here. Image editing, web, video generation. But I wanted to see where we can attach that part. Let me just say hi and see the response. Okay, so that wasn't his real face. So this is his real face. Now we can see the plus we can attach. They say, hello, how can I help you today? That's how they have all been built. They've been built to help you do something. So I can come here and attach, upload an attachment. In our downloads, the spreadsheet file. Looks like my computer is getting very loaded. Hey, what is the problem? Why is the downloads folder busy? Let me cancel and redo it. because that's the place the file is. Download. No problem. So let me go to the downloads folder itself and copy.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, please. I suggest maybe you close the tab and then you drag it into it. Like
Okay.
you maybe create a new folder and then drag it in.
Okay. So let me also, thank you. Let me also try this and see. I'm going to put it here. It's able to access this one straightforward. So when I put it here, it looks like generally my computer is running a lot of things. So it's busy. Sorry. So maybe I will skip. So basically what I was trying to demonstrate is you can equally do all of these stuff in this other model. They are not really known. And you can search specifically for them, open source intelligent models. Yes, you can see some of them and begin to just work on them. I even go past the whole computer is busy. So now if you continue from here, from Gemini, let's go to Gemini. So that's where we have actually done the analysis. So it is showing us something, and you can see some nice graphics as well. So it's doing impact of discount on units sold and gross profit. And some of these things can be very, very insightful. You are doing a discount for a purpose. You don't just do discount because another company does discount. You do a discount because you think it will trigger something. It will drive something that you are motivated to drive. For example, sales and profit. So it's giving you those kind of insights. Straightforward. Impact of discount on units sold. And then on gross profit as well. And you can see some deep analysis. If you don't understand, and this chart looks complex for me, because of the number of color codes, but you can still use the AI to interpret it, and that's the beauty of using it. So, okay, the chart looks too technical for you. So what is the chart saying? What is the message there? And bring everything out to you. But this is how you see the picture. It's the same numbers. And the numbers are redrawn in this graphics for you to see what is happening in your business. And this is what the AI can help you get. This one is top performing categories by net sales and profit margin. And you can see the bars yourself, and you can see the legend explaining the bars. And from the other analysis we did, we see it is conforming the same thing. We see electronics was the leading one. This is home stuff. Okay, so this thing is fixed because it's just an attached LLM. And we can export it and get a bigger. So you can see this nice visual, giving you a lot of trends, making you see all the things, all the trends in some colorful way. And you can see the monthly trends in net sales and gross profits. We drew this, see how the net profit is doing. This one is a little bit compressed. We would have seen it the same way because it's using the same data. And then you can see sales performance by customer region. The region that is doing well is Greater Accra, and the same thing that's the Excel pivot charts and that dashboard revealed to us. And you can also see sales contribution by loyalty status. This is very informative. This is very informative. Sales distribution by loyalty status. The loyalty status, we have active, non-member, VIP. You see the active people are dominating it, and it confirms the natural theory. And this is very insightful for you to know and see whether what you're doing is right, whether you have to redo it, any decision that is appropriate to take. These things help you to quickly do them. Customer segment analysis, sales versus frequency. Payment method, popularity, and average transaction value. A lot of detailed analysis. Performance comparison, in-store versus pattern. Branch performance, net sales and gross profits. Okay, so okay. So you can see these nice trends from the data sets. And we just asked the AI that we want to see this. And it is doing it for us. So we have the responsibility of checking to make sure that the AI got the formula. It got our command right, rightly understood. And it has done it right. And AI is your creative pattern. So it is wrong not using AI as opposed to the reverse, being wrong using it. And it is quite sad that even in our major learning institutions, the posture is like AI is not good. And that is very dangerous. AI is good for your productivity. But I understand them. If you don't have anything to produce, because our academic environment is not teaching us productivity. It's I don't know what we are doing. Just choose something, whether it makes sense or it doesn't make sense, and pour it on paper in the same way. And when you can retain things that way, you are a first-class person. But you cannot do anything for yourself. You can't think about how to combine things to innovate and create. Our teaching doesn't teach us. The same thing can be replicated using ChatGPT, and you can compare. We can go to the next phase of the analysis. Which is the insights and findings. Where is it? Okay, let's read something. I want to know what exactly it is. Based on the comprehensive phased analysis of your retail data set, here are the insights and findings. Phase 1, data cleaning and preparation. Data set was standardized to ensure a reliable analysis. So so it's kind of giving you a detailed report based on the plan about how the execution took place, what has been done, and what it is. See it yourself. So they are telling you about data cleaning, data type conversions. They did all of those things they did. They're telling you. Phase 2, sales and profitability analysis, profitability trends. The business health shows strong seasonal patterns and varying product performance. Temporal trends. Net sales and gross profits exhibit significant peaks, particularly in March 2025, reaching over 42,000 in December 2024. There are noticeable dips in mid-2025, suggesting a need for mid-year promotional strategies. Product performance. Electronics is the clear leader in revenue generation, followed by home appliances and office supplies. However, fashion and beauty and personal care categories boast higher profit margins, exceeding 30%, despite lower total sales volume. So it's giving you insights that the trends reveal about the business. And it's giving you a report on them. And sometimes suggesting some the good things you can do to want to deal with if it is a challenge, or to boost it if it is something positive. So it's telling you about discount impact. While discounts are used to drive volume, the data shows that higher discount levels do not always correlate with a massive surge in units sold, but do consistently reduce the gross profits per transaction. So it is giving you very important insight, as opposed to the traditional notion of discount will drive sales. It is telling you that from the data set, this is what has happened in your company. From what has happened, it doesn't look like the discount helps. It rather goes against the business. And it is based on the figures. It is sifting that kind of insight. Phase 3, customer and market insights. So it's giving you the report based on each phase of the analysis. Understanding the customer base reveals key growth drives. Segmentation. The retail standard segment is the primary driver of both total sales. So you can read all of these detailed reports on customer and market insights. Operational and channel efficiency. It is giving you all of the stuff that is happening, or most of the important things that are happening in the data sets. So you see, basically, we are doing a lot of data analysis, and we are only speaking with someone, and I'm not wrong to say someone. The only thing we need to know very well is that someone works under us, so we are ultimately responsible. That someone, even though he is very smart, he can make mistakes, so we need to always supervise. We need to always supervise. And with that, then AI gives you power, just like we are doing. So from now, you can continue to ask the AI any questions. And you see, from the very beginning, see the way I did it. You don't need to be an expert to be able to do expert things. You can ask the AI for a plan. So I ask the AI, okay, draw a plan for analyzing this data set. And he drew a plan, go through the plan. Wow. You can even ask back, okay, for each part of the plan, I want you to give me the justification why you are doing that and why you are even stacking it this way. Why is it not a different way? To gain a complete sense of, okay, I can trust this plan. So get a plan, read through the plan, validate the plan. You are the responsible person. And then just go with the AI according to the plan. AI will do it for you. Check to see that, oh, the AI is on track. And that's it. Any questions so far? Okay, so silence means no question. Then let me quickly
Hello,
conclude.
sir.
Yes, please.
Please, where's the thing? I tried to use Gemini, okay, to do
Okay.
it. I don't know if it's because mine is on paid version. It
What
is
did you
giving me
see?
something
Let's
else.
share with us.
Okay, so it is telling me that I cannot insert them directly into the chat like the pictorial views you gave us. All right. It cannot
Mhm.
give us it cannot give me those pictorial views, but then it gave me what's the name? Steps to follow so that I can fix them inside. So I didn't get any pictorial view on my end. I don't know
What
if it's
what
because I'm
what
not
what is
paying
your
for it.
what was your prompt? Everything is
Okay.
more about your prompt. What did you tell the AI to do?
Okay. So
Did you tell the AI the same thing I told the AI? Maybe
yes, that was what I was doing.
you did almost the same thing.
Yes.
Wow.
So I want us to start from the scratch and
Yeah.
so give me the outline that needs to
Okay.
be fully to
Okay.
complete this.
Okay.
Yes.
Then the difference is most likely to be the the version.
Yes, I
The
believe
version.
so.
Uh-huh. And I was also telling you about that fact that the same person, they say the devil lies in the detail. So
Mm.
it is the same Gemini, but if I am paying, let's say, close to, or let's say 1,000 a month for using Gemini, and you are paying zero, we don't have the same thing. Nah. So the intelligence is more in the purchase version. That is why I was also telling you about those open source models like the Quen I was just showing you. Those ones, because the philosophy is like not really for commercial purposes. Sometimes you get very high intelligence, like in this case, all of what I am using is Gemini Pro. So maybe all of what Gemini Pro can give to you, the Quen will give at almost 1,000 cities a month. The Quen will give to you for something like. Yeah, so when I was attaching maybe I need to do it later, and then if I can share the file with you. I was trying to attach the file to the Quen model, but the folder which the file could be attached from was always frozen. And now we are almost about wrapping up. I don't want the computer to crash on me. So I'll check it. You can also check it now. You know where you can access Quen. I'll just type something in Google about Quen, try to get the right link, go to their model. It looks like all the other ones. Attach the file and analyze and see the level of detailed intelligence that it gives you almost from that. And you can also search for other open source models. Not only, I just know, I remember of Quen. I know that. I think some versions of DeepSeek are also for free. When they say free, it might mean that the intelligence that Google will sell, the level of intelligence that Google will sell, they might probably grant it. But other things they charge, they also charge. They leave for money. So try those things. Any other question? Then I turn quickly and conclude because I have exceeded the time. Conclude on, so this is data cleaning. Of course, it has proceeded to do advanced data analysis. We can even give it specific prompts about specific things we want to see from the data set. All of it, you can do it in dialogue, blah, blah, blah. And try that thing, please, when you go. Yes. Now, what we are going to do is, we can do that thing straight from here by saying, okay, so with everything you have extracted now, write 3 strong recommendations. Okay, write recommendations. I think it is even giving that thing in its structure already. If you look at it, it is doing the structure on phased basis. Okay, so it is telling you this is what has been done, this is what has been found and corrected, and the state of affairs on data cleaning and preparation. Then phase 2, you said sales and profitability trends. So it's giving you all of that. And I think embedded, you see some recommendation. Whether there are recommendations or not, this is like a generic report. So you can ask for specific reports. So you can ask for maybe a report on the trends, insights, and recommendations to the CEO. And when you say the CEO, it is a context. CEOs behave in a particular way, so he's going to use understanding of that context. CEOs are busy; they don't have time to read data sets as if they are operational people. A long data set like this, so it will structure the report in a way that suits a CEO. If you say you should write the same report for use by the operations manager, it understands it from that context and it can do that. So we can do those things right here. So let's go ahead and do something like that. Let's say based on this analysis, what we are learning, so we kind of open it up. We won't say 2 or 3. So what I would say, what are the strongest recommendations you will make to management? I didn't type this one too well because naturally I would have wanted to type it like this. I always want to type the prompt like we are doing this together. So I use we rather than as if I'm giving you instruction, do it for me. We are doing it together. So that can also make some meaning. But this one is not like that. So this one is like, oh, he's my subordinate. So he can go and do this job. Based on this analysis, what are the strongest recommendations that we have to make? That we have to make to management. I think that's better than commanding. This one sounds commanding. But whatever it is, the point is clear. So we can do that. You can do this and see what comes up and read it. You can ask for what's the logic behind your recommendations. And it could have been part of this initial prompt on the recommendations. We could have fused everything together and give it a structure. So that's where those frameworks kind of come in. It's like trying to build everything right, even from the very beginning. But the real thing is about that conversational nature. We don't build conversations in a structured way, how to get it right from the very beginning. The very first words you need to use to initiate a conversation, you don't think about it. It comes by itself. So you can go with that flow and be conversational and be inquisitive, ask the necessary questions along the line. And that is okay. So what is it? So based on this analysis, what are the strongest recommendations? So it says net sales distribution by customer. It has given me this. Let me see. Give me a lot of graphics and let me see if it will add words to the graphic. Okay, so I think the style is that it first shows you the graphical, the drawing of the data, what the recommendation will be based on. So this is net sales distribution by customer segment. You can see customer segment, we have unknown. Okay, we have corporate. So, okay. So the unknown, I think, students. Okay, so during the data cleaning process, so this is how he coded the missing values for under the column customer segment, because unlike numerical columns, sometimes you can find some value and put there. This one, you cannot put corporate family value there because the value is not just. So all of those ones are kind of put under the umbrella called unknown. The unknown constitutes this. You can see their color blue. This is their share of the pie. Then we can see corporate, but straight away we can see that orange is the biggest. And what is orange? Retail standard. That is the customer segment. So you see this thing in Spotlight, and it has a recommendation to write on it. And then it also give us this net sales by region. You can see that one region is too tall and some other regions are very small. So there's an issue to talk about there, some recommendations. So you're seeing all of this in graphics. This one is profit margin by category, net sales by category. And then this is the right type, I think. Based on the analysis of the sales and profit data, here are the strongest recommendations for management. Prioritize high margin categories to enhance profitability. While electronics and home appliances are the primary drivers of revenue, they operate on relatively lower profit margin, 21 to 25%. In contrast, fashion and beauty and personal care yield significantly high margins, both exceeding 32%. So if you are able to make people buy more of this high margin, it shoots your profits. Action, supporting data. And it does those things step by step, based on all the salient recommendations, based on that. And you can go and say that, okay, these are the recommendations, write a report. So say, okay, I get everything now. Let us write I just want some English to put here. I don't want to say let us write a report to the CEO. The report should be in some particular way. So I want to find the right context. But of course, the CEO itself is some good context for the AI already. So let us write a report for the CEO. On the findings and recommendations. For now, I don't have any good context to add to, but it will always be good to find some good. Let us write a report in this way, some context. If you have some context, you can use to guide the AI to generate in that specific way. So for now, I think this is okay for me, but always try to make sure your prompt is as good as possible, and we have learned about how to get prompting right. You can go back, go over those materials. Okay, so it likes this style. It kind of previews everything with some graphics, and of course that is what data analysis is, so that you can look at it in this smart, nice graphic to see things straightforward, what is happening in the business. And this is the report. So executive summary, key takeaways, recommendations, visual analysis as an attachment. So that was the report. So straightforward report to the CEO. If you want the report to be modified in any specific way, say it. Do that. You can do another one for the operating manager, and you will see that the AI understands that their work is different. So let's intentionally do it. Okay. That is great. Now, let us write a report for use by the operations manager for his work. Okay, by typing it this way, I'm trying to infer some context, but this is not encouraged. AI, because it is a formula, it is always good for you to be more specific, right? So you can say it's in a little bit more specific based on your particular context, your business. What do you want it to do? Speak it more specifically. Okay, what you want it to do can change based on the context. But if you are more specific, it is better than if you are generic. It is not good at all for data analysis. We try to be more specific. So I think this is okay for me. But if you think you need to be more specific in your context, that's fine. Okay, that is great. Now let us write a report for use by the operations manager for his work. Maybe in your context, you have a particular way you write such reports. You can even share a picture of it to him. to the AI, he will learn the pattern and do it the same pattern. So now let's see. I am doing it this way because I want the AI to pick the context from the operations manager, because operations manager's work requires the reports to be in a particular way. And I'm guessing that it will pick that context. But you can be more specific about that. That is recommended. That is what is the best thing. You can detail the operations manager's work and how he wants the reports to be as part of the prompt. That is better than the way I have done it. Okay, so you see, okay, so it's showing the preview in visuals. And if you go back and check the two, you will see that they will be different, because the CEO's view might, or what he needs the data, the info for might be different from the operations one. This report provides a comprehensive overview of retail operations based on the provided data set, highlighting key performance metrics and operational insights for management. So that is also here. You have to read through all of them where you need to make changes by manually effecting the change or by re-prompting. You do it such that you do it from that iterative angle to make sure it is what it has to be, because you are responsible. Okay, any questions so far? Any questions? Okay, now we will end here because of time, but you will have to go and continue a little bit part of this, and that is going to be an assignment. The Excel workbook that we used for module 2, that module was on pivot tables, summarizing data with pivot tables, pivot charts, dashboard. That whole data set, I think I shared it with you. Yes, I shared it with you. Download it. Attach it to an LLM. That is a summarized data set already. This one is like from the raw, even with the mistakes, and you have analyzed. You have analyzed it and summarized it somehow. Continue the conversation from there. So you can share the whole workbook to the AI. The AI can read all the sheets, know everything inside the workbook, and then dialogue with it. So as a data analyst with this summarized report, go and talk with the AI. Share your prompts on the general platform, on the WhatsApp platform. Share your prompts. I'll be looking for them, please. So don't sleep on them. Do them, and do them as quickly as possible. So with that said, is there any question I need to address before we depart? Okay, silence means no questions. Then I'll say thank you very much for your attendance, for your listening. We will meet next week.
Okay, sir.
Okay, someone has a question. Please talk. Please, you can go ahead. Okay, maybe he didn't mean to talk.
You know what?